Hello Internet, Alex from Barefaced here with Lewie wielding a guitar, wearing his finest... It's not fast fashion, is it?
It's not, no.
No.
Took years.
So we are here doing a fairly niche video because one of our customers has a reformer with a G12M-65 Creamback in it, which is kind of a warm, nice sounding
That's lovely.
rock, blues,
Yeah.
etc. speaker. It's a cool speaker. And he's thinking about adding a cab to the rig and is curious about a 210, so we thought we'd see what we could do with the cabs and drivers we've got here. So what we have here is our new Mutiny, one of each. That's vertical 210. So full height AVD in the back, so both cabs are putting extra mids and highs out in the room as well as lows, and the lows aren't cancelling like on an open back cab. That one's got a G10 Vintage in the top.
Yep.
And a
1030 in the bottom.
1030 in the bottom. And this one has a Creamback, G10 Creamback in the top and a G10 Greenback.
Greenback in the
Greenback in the bottom. Cream, green, G10V, 1030. So we're going to try swapping between them, see how they sound, and then we'll try daisy chaining and see which pairing sounds cool. Oh, we might try them upside down and other way up.
Yep. Yeah, cool.
Because that does change the sort of perceived sound, mostly at the player position.
Yes, yeah, totally. I always hear it more than you, don't I? Alright.
Yep.
What are we in?
We are far left, yes.
Yep.
We are in the Creamback Greenback.
Cool.
They are cool.
These all sound really nice. There's my kind of driver.
They do. And the thing I'm noticing is the 210 combinations, these mixed 210s,
Yes.
sound more like a 12
Yep.
than we've had before.
I agree.
I had this theory earlier when we were discussing this, that we've noticed generally that a single 10 sounds kind of dry and tight and together, and they often don't have as much bite and they don't have as much fullness, but they're really kind of, they're a bit more honest.
They have more clarity in their clearer, yeah, for sure.
I think a 12-inch cone is less stiff, so there's more harmonic distortion and there's a bigger break-up peak.
Yeah.
More cimbliness going on in the top end, more drum skinniness going on in the bottom end, whilst the 10's moving more like a piston and just moving with the voice coil more. But I think if you've got two 10's, which are different to each other, then they're going to interact in interesting ways and you're going to get a slight thickening of the sound.
Yeah. Yeah, people always use the word boxy, and then when they talk about single 10s and 10s, people call it boxy, and I'm never really sure what
Well, I think quite a lot of that is they put them in a small boxy box and then you do hear the box, and that's one thing that these solve, because I'll wave this one here. Look, the box isn't box-like inside, and those reduced standing waves do make a big difference, particularly on a small box where that frequency of the standing wave is up more into the high mid range.
Right, yeah.
And that's where it does sound really nasty.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out that that is a 12-inch, I guess.
Yes.
We haven't really mentioned that. There's two 10s either side, and that is
Yeah.
112. Should we do what I was playing just before? If you quickly switch through them, if I put on a little bit and just hold one chord, you really notice the difference between them.
Okay, right, because it's not so obvious as a listener. I'm hearing that they all sound cool, but I've yet to figure out what's going on. You can probably hear it in how it's interacting with your playing.
One's got a lot more top end. I can't figure out which it is yet.
Right, okay.
That's what I thought it would be. That's the bright one.
Yeah, it's the bright one. That's got almost a dullness to it.
Is that because
Creamback and Greenback?
What's the power of the green?
I don't think it's that. I think it's that the G10V has quite a lot of bite, and at the 1030, although I wouldn't say it's got bite particularly, I think it's got. Hang on, let's just flip them the other way up.
That's the one that's meant to be like a V30, right? The 1030.
No, the G10 Vintage is meant to be like a V30.
Okay, that would explain
and
the bite.
1030 is actually a bizarrely cheap driver that's got a really sort of pretty but sort of small sound. I detailed the one Ben likes for his kind of
he's got
stereo-y, spacey things. Right, do the exact same again.
Okay.
Not as obvious a difference, is it?
That hasn't changed as much. That's changed.
Yeah. Okay, so
I
think it's the G10 Vintage has got a lot more attack. It's got more of the top end bite, and so we're hearing that less now. It's on the bottom.
Yep.
I also think we're getting more top end from that. I think the Greenback has more clarity than the Creamback.
It's tiny, but it's there.
So it's made them more similar to each other. Just to add the variables, this is our vertical 210, which is the new thing, the Mutiny. A mutiny from this man, and another one, because there has to be more than one for it to be mutineers.
To be official, yeah.
But I haven't left them on Pitcairn because the airfare's too much. But yeah, you could also have them in the Usurper, which is our horizontal 210.
Sideways.
So that's a sideways one, which can be had either with a single AVD and one of the speakers low passed for better horizontal dispersion, or if you're doing different drivers, dual AVD, both drivers running full range, and then you end up with your blended, potentially richer, but not necessarily as tight sound, so it depends on your approach.
And that negates this whole, which one do you hear more, which one do you have on top kind of scenario.
So you can get an even blend like that.
Sometimes it's nice to have the separation. I like hearing my top driver and knowing that I can like mic the bottom one for different purposes. It totally depends what you're after.
Yeah, well, we've got that theory of the two theory. Well, my theory.
Yeah.
Have the pretty sounding driver on the bottom that they mic.
Yeah.
And have the one that makes you have to play better on the top because it's more revealing.
Because you can hear yourself.
You can hear yourself better and you can hear all your mistakes. So that's my theory of a two-driver guitar.
I've got it the other way around in mine, but only because it's a V30, which is very, very bitey. So it's nice to just put that down.
Well, that's the other way to do it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what driver you've got. Let's see how they compare now to the middle one. Now that they're the other way around.
Now they're the other way up.
I'm just going to keep playing this riff because.
So we're on. Yeah, we're on that one.
Yep.
These two are really quite similar.
They really are.
That makes sense.
Why is that?
Well, it's a Greenback and a Creamback.
And that's a Greenback.
And a Creamback. You know?
Sure.
I'm surprised at the amount of darkness with that. They are much more similar to that than they are to the H Creamback, the H75.
Right. Yeah.
That more aggro one.
Sure.
Because that's definitely the mellowest of the Creambacks.
It is, yeah.
More so than the Neo Creamback or the.
Yep.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Should we start linking?
Yes.
Do you want to hear what they do together now? Like we were saying just before starting, that when you hear them on their own and then that sounds like that and that sounds like that, when you put them together, often they don't sound like what they sounded separately at all. You get like a whole new sound.
Just the little cap. There we go. There we go.
So that's cream with the cream and the green. darkness, don't you?
Yeah.
You still hear that and you get the clarity. Again, that would be probably what you mic. And then
Yes, that thickens it up, doesn't it?
Totally, makes it
Doesn't
much.
add it. Right, okay. So
You don't lose the top.
So let's bring this over to there and try having it with and without. So there we are. So let's start without.
Without what?
So it's just that.
Just that. Both of them?
No, that's just that one. Oh God, do you know,
it's making.
Again, it seems to me like when you add the extra cab,
you
get thickness.
Yep.
This added a tighter,
clearer
thickness, and that added more a more a chug.
Those together is great. It fills out all the gaps the other driver's not doing, and you just get this. That to me is perfect. That's really characterful.
Let's try this the other way up, because we found the G10 Vintage was brighter, didn't we?
Oh yeah, that's the point.
He's looking for a bit more brightness, so I'm curious about how.
Yeah.
It's okay. So play it on its own.
End added, it fills it out, but you don't lose any of that top end character at all.
I could hear the extra top as well.
Could you?
Yeah. Do it again.
There is more top, you're right.
Adds top and bottom.
That's a great pairing.
That's cool. Now, I suspect if you had two G10 Vintage, you just get more of that.
Might be a bit too much, maybe. A bit too big.
So that's an 8-ohm one in there, isn't it? And an 8-ohm 1030 in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just stick another G10 Vintage in there? We've got some around.
Yeah, to double up.
Davey can edit this bit out.
Alright, yeah, cool, let's do it.
I'm curious. Edit. Right, we're back. We have now put another G10 Vintage in that. So this is stock Mutiny, two G10 Vintages in it.
Yep.
Great driver. Let's have a listen.
Yeah,
so we're going to try G12M-65 on its own.
Yep.
And then with the dual G10 Vintage.
Yeah.
Cool.
Isn't it?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's fractionally louder, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they just blend really well together.
Yeah. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones I just want to play through. You know what I mean? It's got that.
Cool.
And it's really quick. This is one of those really difficult things you can't get over on camera, but it's very quick and responsive.
We may have mentioned, Lewie definitely mentioned in a video about the Mutiny not being loud enough on a gig.
Yes, not the case, it seems.
No, we think it's basically the green and the cream. Yeah, well, obviously it won't be loud enough for everyone, but the green and the cream is not as loud and not as cutting and not as bitey.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Let's try them head to head actually, so now I need to just, hang on. Take that out of there. That out of there. Back in there.
Oh, Mutiny versus Mutiny, yeah.
Mutiny versus Mutiny. That into there. And we should be back to our... That's really obvious, the difference.
Really obvious, yeah.
Stick some dirt on. Let's just let's get pretty gnarly. Gnarly.
Really gnarly.
Make it gnarlier.
Really obvious, isn't it?
Yes. You can hear the difference between all of them.
It's not a loudness thing. I perceive it as loudness. It's just it's different frequencies. Like
it's bite.
Yeah, it's bite.
That's going to come through the mix.
100%. Yeah, you hear it, and that is just warm and a bit darker as you can hear.
Yeah.
It's just the
taste
thing.
That basically you'd have to turn that up louder.
Yes.
And then you're going to get some really great old school sounds.
Yeah,
It definitely heads more towards your Cream or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not clean sounding.
No,
is it,
but that can rock out.
Yeah.
Really, that can get more aggressive. And this is, it's you know, there's just whatever I hear about that.
Yeah.
There's a really nice. Shit, we're not out of time. No, there's colour.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about coloration in the sense of distortion and divergence from the norm and accuracy and whatever. Because you know, a hi-fi speaker, a perfect hi-fi speaker is perfectly accurate. Nothing is, but they're closer. Guitar speakers are coloured, but the colour in that, it's like a beautiful filter, a Technicolor, like a lovely camera colour, like those early Instagram filters. You know, when Instagram was just a thing that you took photos with, and well, put photos on. You put filters on to make it look like wicked retro cameras and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah.
It lights. It's pretty, and
it's those colours,
and that really stands out with it, but I can see why they get buried sometimes.
Sure.
And I feel when you add that, you still keep the pretty, lovely thing that has in the mid-range.
100%.
Because it's a really pretty colour to it.
Yeah, that's a great combo.
Oh, what's that word?
Pretty.
It is. Good word, it's sort of violet and orange and, you know...
Getting all synesthesia.
Yeah, what's this? This has a...
It's dark.
Browns and greens.
Brown.
Yeah?
Yeah, totally.
And this is almost like, it's almost black and white in its kind of aggression.
Yeah, sure.
Bold.
It just does what it does.
Shocking, you know.
Yeah.
Yellow and black stripes, you know. Ah! Comes at you. Danger. Danger. High voltage.
Danger. Well,
that was interesting.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was that emailed us about this.
I have no idea.
But I'll send you the link. Everyone else, hopefully you found it interesting. I found it really enlightening to hear 210s versus a really popular 12 and mixing and stuff. We'll be back with more. We have to stop now or our camera will give up on us. Oh, by the way, we had a large diaphragm condenser down there, miking it so you hear the real sound, and the talking of us will be through the camera. So hopefully that is an uncompressed and honest representation. And we've not close mic'd because we want you to hear what the cabs sound like. We don't want you to just hear what the speaker sounds like. If you play your gigs in this position, or you've always mic'd your cab when you've got in-ears,
Yeah.
or you've got really big wedge monitors and side fill so you don't even hear your cab,
Yeah.
then videos that demo the sound of a speaker with the microphone here are really useful. But if you're actually trying to find out what a cab sounds like when you use it, the mic needs to be further away because the speaker only sounds like that when the mic is there, and thus when your ear is there.
Yeah.
So,
Which we never are on
yeah.
gigs.
Room mics. Room mics are much more honest for if you want to hear what stuff sounds like. So that is why we're doing what we're doing. So I'll say goodbye and then I'll clap. Yes. Goodbye, everyone. No, one clap. Thank you. We're really good at this.